If you're feeling stuck, overwhelmed as a small business owner or an entrepreneur, you don't know how to scale to the next level, maybe you're at 10, 30K and you're trying to get to that 6 figures a month or even $1 million a month, this video is for you. Real quick, my name is Nige or Nigeria, and this is Expand Business with Nige, where we go over a multitude of business topics and how to grow and scale your business. So I want to do some statistics for you before we get into the actual meat and bones of the video, so we can understand why you're feeling stuck and why you're feeling burned out and why you're not able to scale. First statistic: small business owners and entrepreneurs spend 50 to 60 hours a week working on their business. And I know we didn't become small business owners or entrepreneurs to work in our business, right? We became small business owners and entrepreneurs so that we can have the freedom to not work as much. But we're doing the opposite, right? Another statistic: entrepreneurs spend 36% of their time weekly on small tasks like admin tasks, data entry, ordering supplies, things like that. That's 15 hours that you can free up. Just imagine if you had 15 extra hours a week. Wonder what you could do. Another statistic: one of the biggest causes of burnout for entrepreneurs and small business owners is working long hours, which leads to emotional exhaustion, neglecting your self-care, and lack of a support system. Also, that the burnout is 30% of their lives, of the work-life balance and day-to-day stress is 30%. So with all these statistics, the reason why you're exhausted, right? You're working long hours, you're not able to scale, you have 3 clients, but you're not able to get any more, is because you do not have a team. What do I mean by team? I don't mean having 10, 15 people on your payroll. That's not what I mean. I mean a team of 1 to 3, 1 to 5 people who can help you scale. Impactful people who can help you scale. If you tried to hire somebody before, or you have trust issues, you need to knock that out the window, because you can't go on like that, especially if you want to have $1 million month, right? A 6-figure day. You can do that on your own. There's plenty of people who do it on their own. However, that's kind of rare. And most businesses need at least 1 or 3 people to help operate it, so that you can free up that 15 extra hours that you have to go towards family, go towards something else in your business, go towards self-care for yourself, right? If you had 15 extra hours of the week, what would you do with that? So I challenge you to start with your first hire. Your first hire should be someone like an assistant or a project manager. So how to hire your first hire? You need to look at the tasks that you hate doing, the tasks you don't like doing, or the tasks that takes too long. You could take 5 to 10 tasks. You could put those tasks into ChatGPT and say, hey, can you come up with 5 job titles? And it will give you 5 job titles. I say just start with an assistant. Assistant is easier because an assistant can have an array of different tasks to do, right? And it's okay if you don't have a big budget. Just figure out how many hours they can work. This could be a 1099 or this could be a part-time. So think of the tasks that you need help with. This doesn't need to be a full-time person, right? This doesn't need to be a W-2 person. I suggest your first hire be a 1099 contractor, meaning they're an independent contractor, meaning you don't have to give them benefits, right? And you just pay them through your payroll system. 1099 contractor. You could do it for a 3-month contract, a year contract. I say 3 months just to test out how are they in your business. 3-month contract, and then you can extend the contract once the 3 months is almost up and do evaluation, right? But give them tasks to do on a daily or a weekly, however many hours you give them. I know some people who hire people to do 15 hours a month, so you're only doing like 3-4 hours a week. So it just depends on what you need help with, and it depends on your budget. If you have a budget for a full-time person, you can still do 1099, but at a full-time rate, so 40 hours a week. If you only have a budget for 10 hours a week, do 10 hours a week, which is 40 hours a month. Maybe you only have a budget for 15 hours a month. That's perfectly okay. There are plenty of people out here who want to be independent contractors, who want to have extra clients just like you, and they want to work for you and help you achieve your goals. So start with that first hire, and you'll see. Let that first hire free up those 15 hours a week that you need, and you will see that your business will flourish and grow. If you need help with your next hire, you can go to the link in my description, and it's a Cali link. And we can actually talk and see if you come up with a hiring strategy and see if you actually need my services. Maybe you do, maybe you don't. But this is if you need help hiring your first hire. You don't know where to start when it comes to the job title or the job description. You don't know how to review the resume, or you don't know how to interview or phone screen. You don't know how to pick the right candidate or create an offer letter. That is what I do for you. I have done for you recruiting services. So if that sounds something interesting to you, if you need help, just go to my description for the Cadley link. These are serious increase only. You do have to have a budget for hiring. If you don't have a budget for hiring, start saving a little bit from here and there from your next clients. Save a little bit so that by your 5th client, you're able to hire somebody to help you on, even though it's part-time. A team doesn't have to be 1,000 employees. A team is a good 1 to 5 people that love your mission and that wants to help you grow. But nobody can be more passionate than you. And please remember that. Since this is a small channel, please don't forget to like, subscribe, comment. Comment down below your first hire, or comment down below when do you want to hire your first hire. And I'll see y'all next time.